on to another subject that has caused a lot of interest, and the world's eyes really are on how the Biden administration is really going to live up to its promises of overhauling America's archaic and often criticized immigration laws. Now, high expectations, of course, are being set, and one of the things is an 8-year path to a green card, lifting the restrictions on H-1B visas. They've talked about a more humane immigration system, but is it that easy, and will they face a lot of challenges and pushback? To understand better what's on the anvil and what is the possibility and the actual outcomes that we can see, I'm joined now by Nandini Nair. She's an immigration partner at Greenspoon and a well-known immigration lawyer. Nandini, great to have you on the show, and thank you so much for speaking with us today. Set the context for us first. Why is everyone so excited about Biden's immigration bill?
Well, we're just generally excited that it's not Trump, who has had a very restrictionist policy against immigrants for the past 4 years, and just the tone, right? The rhetoric that we've faced in the past 4 years, the shift from that is just provides hope and inspiration and hopefully encouragement that we will see comprehensive reform in the next few years. I'm not sure that's true or valid, but it gives you some hope that maybe there is some possibility.
To be honest, even the first Obama administration, which was pretty strong in terms of numbers and set the right notes in terms of immigration laws, did not manage to change much. Immigration, at the end of the day, when it comes to walking the walk, seems to be a bipartisan issue more than anything else. So if you can go into specifics, what do you think will really change? Do you think the queue for a green card will actually get shorter? Caps on H-1B will lift? What are the issues that both sides agree on and are ready to push forward?
Sure. I definitely think that we have to set the framework correctly for most people to understand that I do not believe personally the Biden administration is very far away from the Trump administration in how they feel that they need to deal with employment, legal immigration. Biden has stated that he is actually for a wage-based system. And so I think that at some point, that even though there's some H-1B wage-based rules that are on delay until the end of the year, I do think that we are going to see that be the future of this program. I do not believe they will increase the numbers. There is no appetite to increase H-1B numbers, even though we have gone through a lottery system for several years now, meaning that there is more applications than there are spots, but I just absolutely do not see that going to be changing. So I think that's something that people need to make sure that they're, aware of. And again, going back to what Biden feels, I think he is of the same thought that we need to increase the wages on these foreign workers. We need to make them competitive. How do we realign and retool the H-1B program? I do think there is some hope, hopefully, for employment-based green cards, as long as he does not try to jam in everything into one bill. I believe that piecemeal is the way to go here, and I think he can actually win on some of those programs, especially in recapturing unused green cards from prior years, taking out spouses as part of the count in the green card allocations. I think that will work. I think that there is appetite for that. I think that is where he can succeed, because those are dealing with individuals who are actually been in the United States for numbers of years. Their stories are extremely compelling. They've been waiting decades. Their children are going to age out. So I think that is the focus that the Biden administration needs to look at. I think that is where they can have a win. I don't think there's any appetite to increase the green card numbers or make any sort of increasing in H-1B visa allotment. So I think people are going to be surprised at how some of the laws and policies that the Trump administration implemented are going to probably stay around. They're not going to be really changed too much. Maybe the foot that was on the back of foreign nationals is not going to be as strong with the Biden administration. That foot is still going to be there. So everybody needs to take a deep breath and realize we are not going to see any sort of 365-degree turn on this.
Yeah, I think it's correct to maintain those expectations and make them more realistic. But Nandini, give us some context in terms of the Indian American community. A lot of those watching this show right now have a relative possibly, or a friend or someone they know who is in queue for a green card or is hoping for an H-1B visa. It has a lot of impact for Indian IT professionals as well. So how dramatic is the change that they could see, and how vital is this for the Indian American community?
Well, I represent a large number of IT tech companies, and majority of my clients are Indian nationals, and I understand their journey. I understand how critical this is, and the wait times. I've been doing this for 20 years, and I still have people who are still waiting for their green cards, and it's a little ridiculous. I think that they do can have some hope, and only in probably very small pieces. And I think they have to realize that the Biden administration seems to be stalling a little bit. I'm a little upset that on day one, he was not able to pull out or stop the implementation of the immigrant and non-immigrant ban. We were really expecting that, hoping for that, because he was able to stop the Muslim ban. So when he did not do that, that really gave me pause to think, okay, are we just dealing with another 4 more years of the same thing that we've been dealing with? And that was just all a little bit of talk. I'm trying to be patient and be considerate that we are in a pandemic and we have the economy here is not great. But I am concerned that we are just going to continue to see the same. So again, and the other real concern that many people don't understand, I think, is what you alluded about with the Obama administration. They wasted an opportunity when they were in control of both sets of the Congress and the presidency. They did not do anything. They did not move immigration forward. And I'm concerned that we have an election in 22, which is the congressional elections, and that we are in a very sensitive time crunch here, that if Biden does not take action shortly, and I'm talking in 21, that we are going to see the same thing that we saw with Obama, that 22, the elections are going to come, they're going to lose their majority, and we are going to be nowhere. So for the Indian community, I think that they need to be somewhat concerned about the timeline we're dealing with. And I think that focus really needs to be to advocate for piecemeal changes, because that's the only way it's going to work. There is absolutely no interest and no appetite in the United States to do comprehensive immigration reform, which is absolutely required, but I don't see that happening.
Yeah. Well, we'll wait and watch. Thank you so much, Nandini and Nair, for joining us and giving us perspective on what we can expect from these major reforms to the American immigration system. Will it be piecemeal? Will it be a game changer? Will it be more talk and less action? We'll have to wait and see. It is something that the Indian American community in particular will be watching very closely.